How you doing, everyone? Turkey Buzzard here. Hope you're having a good day. Well, I've got the stone barn castle completely done, and it's all decorated on the inside, and we're going to go through and do a complete tour of this. Before I do, I want to give you a couple warnings. First of all, this is going to take a while because it's a huge build. Second of all, it could be a little bit of a problem because it's a huge build. I have some trouble with the frame rate, especially on the inside of the castle. So it may be a little tricky doing this this video and trying to get through it without too much lag. But hopefully you'll bear with me on it. As I said, it's a huge build. So let's go ahead and do the tour and see what happens with this. I figured we'd start the tour out here at Far Harbor since this is how you get to the island. For the most part, four mods really made it possible for me to do this build. The first two were by Ethreon, and those are Cabin in the Woods and Castle in the Sky, two great mods. The third mod is Snappy Housekit by Robboten. And then the fourth mod is called Ground, and that's by Wim95, which allowed me to level out this entire island and actually be able to create a tunnel underneath. So, four great mods that really helped me to do this build. And of course, tons of decorating mods, but too many to mention. This is the only guard we have on the island, since the only way here is by this bridge, so we don't really have a need for a lot of guards. I have 19 beds, 17 people. And although I have 17 people, it doesn't seem like I have many people at all because the place is so spread out. But I have a few people here busy doing their jobs. Now this well doesn't come with water, but I put water in it. Just because I thought it should have water. And I'm not getting a whole lot of lag out here. It's not too bad. Much worse inside the castle, though. My chickens, which you never know where half of them are. Now, if you watched my video last week, you probably noticed that this area changed just a little bit. I rearranged it because I did make an addition to the castle, which you'll notice on the inside of the dungeon area. And of course I still have my rabbits down here. And over on the side lawn where we can look down into the wine cellar. And this lady checking it out. So that's pretty much the outside. It didn't change too much. But now we're going to go down into the area that I call the dungeon. It's not really a dungeon, but I don't know what else you would call that area. There's a guy working on his hides.
It must be 30 more since someone did the dance like you.
Now this area gets pretty dark at night. Gets hard to see down here. But I've got a few things stashed down here. You'll notice the Marine combat armor, the rescue diver suit, the Marine wetsuit, and that's actually the Road Warriors clothing, which comes from a mod. Now these special clothings, I got them all legally. I actually played the game to get them. You know, I didn't cheat to get them. Captain's hat and the High Confessor's outfit. So, you know, all this stuff that I've got at this castle, I did not cheat and get it using the cheat terminal or anything. I actually played through the quests and got this stuff legally. So I've been busy. Dog meat loves it down here. I don't know why. Now in the real Stone Barn Castle, near where I live, this area is actually a part of it, and it's huge. I couldn't make it as big as the real one, but I figured that would do. And of course she's busy cleaning the chimneys. And here's old Longfellow with his booze still.
We heading out? Not yet. Just stay put for now. Right.
I figured since he likes his whiskey, we'd let him work at the booze still. I've got quite a few workbenches down here of different types. And some of these are actually special workbenches, which I'll show you. I'll show you a special one I really like when we get up inside the castle. Yes, those are the actual Vim power armors, and I did get them the hard way. That goes up to one of the towers. Not going to take you up there because really it's kind of anticlimactic. It's, you know, you take that long winding journey up and there's not much there to look at. So this is the tunnel to the wine cellar. Chicken down here. And, you know, this is a feature of the actual real castle. Stone Barn Castle, and I loved it so much I had to recreate it here. But the ground mod allowed me to level out the entire island, and it gave me enough room to actually build this area. So, you know, great mod. Don't know how this chicken got down here. So this is the dungeon area. Now we're going to have to go around and do the tricky part, which will be the inside of the castle. I think I'm going to have to do it a certain way in order to not have too much lag in the video. I'm still going to get lag, but we'll see if we can work this so I don't get too much. Alright. So there it is. The castle, and this is the main entrance. Now, no matter what I do, I'm going to get some lag inside this building, but if I look at the floor when I move between these rooms, it will limit a little bit the amount of lag I get. So I apologize for having to do that, but, you know, that's what happens when you build a huge build. This is a game room. It's got some darts. It's got pool. And we also have a bar set up here. All the settlers here are actually Far Harbor settlers. I did not bring in any Commonwealth settlers.
Another harbor man leaves the island.
Now this is a smaller entranceway which comes in the side of the castle from that ramp that goes up. And I figured since Longfellow's getting older, I'd put him here on the first floor and give him his own bedroom here. And of course you see he's got a wet bar because he loves his whiskey. But it's a pretty nice setup. He's got it made. Definitely better than that shack cabin he was living in. So now we'll swing around here to the right. I don't have this problem when I play the game. It's just when I try to record, you know. But this is a living room area. Nice big area for people to sit around in front of the fire. Got a lady there warming her hands. Good sized living room. Now, as I said, these towers, you know, I could take you up there, but it would be quite the journey. And then when you get up there, there's really not much to look at. So it's almost pointless to go up there. So next we'll go over here and look at the dining room area. I had glasses on the table, but they were so clear you couldn't tell they were there. So I got rid of them and put shot glasses. And this meal setup here on the end is the captain's feast. And I got that for doing the captain's dance or whatever they call it. I figured since this is my first playthrough on the computer, I might as well actually play the game rather than cheat and just spawn the stuff in. So, you know, I spent quite a bit of time actually doing quests along with this build. So now over here is the kitchen area. There's not much I can do about the lag in some of these areas. I try to move really slow, but in some areas, I don't know, it's much worse than in other areas.
Fog.
As I said, I don't really have that problem when I'm playing the game. It's just when I'm recording. Although I will say that when I'm playing the game, I can tell that this is a huge game, huge build. So now we got to do the upstairs area, and this is this is where the lag is really the worst. Looking down that way, if I try to walk ahead, oh man. So we'll look at the floor. And I'll show you this room, which is a sitting room. It's a place where the settlers can come and sit at night and relax. Here's a nice view of the bridge in Far Harbor. I really had a lot of fun with this build, you know. I mean, it was new materials, a whole new idea. An upstairs bathroom. And, you know, doing it just on the computer rather than on Xbox, it was a whole new experience. Which is probably explains why I went overboard with it. Now we got 3 bedrooms here. And I have a mod that gives me beds, and this mod, the bed itself is just the frame. And then you get mattresses to put on it. And with this one, it's actually 2 beds. You get a left side and a right side, the mattresses. So actually 2 people use that bed. So that's a pretty neat mod. In this bedroom here, the beds are from the Thematic and Practical. The bunk beds for some of the workers. But Scott from SBrew42 and I were talking, and you know, we've been building for a year and a half now and doing these videos, and it's starting to get really hard to come up with ideas on what to build. So, you know, people, hit the comments, give us some suggestions, tell us what you want to see us build. You know, I'm up for any challenge. I love building. Now this is a weapons and ammo room. You'll notice we got a lot of ammo here. And this is a special workbench. It's an ammunition workbench. And it's really neat because you can use the workbench to build ammo. Really neat workbench. And of course, tons of weapons on the walls. Then one more room on the interior. Now most castles have, I don't know, a room where they have suits of armor, you know, the medieval suits of armor. And here I decided to go with statues. So that's what this is the statue room. And that's the interior of the castle. Now, for those who would rather see photographs rather than the video, I did create an imager album for this particular build, and I will leave a link to that in the description. Other than that, as I said, hit those comments up. Give us some suggestions on what to build. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. I always appreciate it when you do. And as always, subscribe for more. I put out new videos every week. Other than that, I just want to thank you for watching, and I will see you again next week.